Hi class, it's Dr. Cho. Today what I'm going to talk about in this module is your final project. Now, as you can see, here are the different modules. This week we're covering modules 2 and module 3. Now, we went through this chart before that what it starts out with is you have a vision and a mission for a company. And then based on that vision and mission, you set your goals. But when you set your vision and mission, you figure out what the landscape is. And that's that if you're going to go, I always use military analogies, and because they work. Because you can visualize that, like if you're going to go attack something, or you could just rush in there and get yourself killed. No, you're going to do some intelligence. And that's exactly what you do within business too. And then based on that intelligence, it helps you shape your goals, and then you adjust and develop your strategy. Your strategy is an organic kind of thing, meaning it can change. You don't companies that get married to their strategy at the expense of everything going around them are the ones that get killed. And so you go ahead and implement it. So there's this constant feedback loop. In terms of purposes of technology, what purpose does it serve? And a big part of it is information. And that's like one of the biggest areas where you see software today is in sales. And it's because somebody goes on a sales call with a company and doesn't tell other people. And so, one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. And that happens actually quite frequently in business. I once went to a meeting and 3 people from Sun Microsystems showed up from 3 different divisions, and none of them knew they were going to show up. And this was actually in front of a customer, and I'm kind of there like, oh. And so enterprise software is geared towards this, so everybody can share the same information, so everyone can be on the same page. Not only that, but the way you onboard your customer and take them through the process is very important. Your products and operations can be driven by technology, and whether it's the support like CAD, automation, tools, or the things that you actually produce. And you use your technology to create competitive advantage. For example, Sears is trying to come up with AI algorithms right now to find special things within their promotions that can help them increase sales. Unfortunately, no amount of strategy saves you from the fact that you have a bunch of really messy stores. But finance businesses try to come up with algorithms so they could do forecasting. Or maybe you come up with a custom tool that's driven specifically by your technology. And these could be things like trade secrets and things like that. So that's what technology does for a corporation. For your project, and I've changed it a little bit, I decided you can pick an organization. And essentially what you're doing is you're looking at this organization 5 years in the future. How is this organization in the short run and the long run going to balance what's going to happen? Now, gee, Dr. Cho, why don't you go out 10 years? The problem is with technology and the global competitiveness, the ground shifts too much. And so looking at 10 years, it's like, you're just guessing. Actually, one fun thing I did, and you can actually put this on the discussion board if you want to answer it. Who's going to be around? And actually, I learned this from Bob Noyce, the founder of Intel. One thing about Intel is they have a very, very casual culture. And so a friend of mine was working at Intel. He said, hey, you want to meet Bob? And it's like, sure, who's Bob? So it was Bob Noyce, and being a semiconductor guy, it's like meeting LeBron James. I mean, I was just shocked. But Bob was also an MIT grad, and so, it was a loving time between the 3 of us. But he told me that it's easy to make a company that's going to last like 5 or 10 years. He said the real trick is, can you build an enterprise that would last 100 years? But in technology, who would you lay a bet on? Would you lay a bet that Apple's going to be around in 100 years? Is Google going to be around in 100 years? Well, IBM is a very old tech company. Are they still going to be around? What about GE? Hard to say. Too many things happen. We also had the discussion of what's going to be around in 500 years. The only thing we were unanimous about is everybody agreed that beer will be here in 500 years. Duct tape will be here in 500 years. And we were split on paper. But to me, paper is the only data management system that survives. And one time we put like a very special algorithm that only 3 people in the entire corporation knew. And then one died, one retired. And so they said, well, we better get this out and train up some more people. And then as it turns out, the thing was like on a 5-inch floppy disk. It's like, do we have anything that can read this? Anyway, you'll put together a formal presentation. For those of you online, what you're going to do is you're just going to make a video. Now, I'm going to give, since the class is so small, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to do it in a team or do you want to do it individually? Let me know one way or the other. And so you need to figure out what it is that you're going to examine. The next step is you have to treat this like a project plan, develop a schedule, and these are the topics that you're going to be reviewing. One thing about ASU Library, a lot of people have told me that it's a fantastic resource, that any journal article you want or something like that, you put in a request and I can get it for you. And so, actually, I'm not a big fan of SWOT, and the reason why is, what's greater, a strength or a weakness? And that's the problem, is that SWOT doesn't have a scale. What SWOT's good for is just trying to get the ideas out, but it's actually not that good a decision-making tool. But anyway, all these are factors that are expected for you to have in your final report. What I'm looking for is, you know, how thorough you are and how much insight do you develop regarding what's going on. If you, in terms of formatting and style, this is what it should be put into. And so, you know, you get some practice writing a formal report. And that's your final project. If you have any questions, please let me know.